Do you need counseling or do you need coaching? I'm Dr. Mike from Fix Your Family. This video is about the distinction between coaching and counseling, a very significant distinction. Way back in the 1940s, there was a U.S. Army doctor named Dr. Murray Bowen who wanted to become a psychiatrist. And they assigned him, as they often do, to those patients that they didn't have too much hope of helping to get well. That was schizophrenics. Bowen discovered that when the patients he was treating began to get better, their families began to act out. Whole families began to act out as if they were dysfunctional. He couldn't figure out what was going on. So he got a grant and he institutionalized entire families, and he worked with them to find out what was happening. He began to discover that in the case of schizophrenia, it wasn't so much that it was in the patient as it was in the family. That in fact, that patient who had been diagnosed as being schizophrenic was a kind of a pressure valve for the family. Bowen realized that what made families strong and what helped them to make real and lasting process was when, instead of working with the one who was the identified patient, he began to work with the one who was the emotionally strongest, the most independent, the most capable of making decisions and following through on those decisions. He worked with the leaders of the family. And when he worked with the leaders of the family, he found that whatever the symptom was, it began to atrophy, and the whole family began to work better. Bowen's ideas about healing families are called family systems, or Bowen Theory. And the important distinction here is between coaching and counseling. Traditional therapy works by counseling with the sick patient. The insight of Bowen Theory, the understanding of Bowen Theory, is that you haven't really healed anything when you work with that sick patient, because the sickness is really in the family, it's not in the patient. So the dysfunction sort of goes underground until the next time there's a crisis or there's heightened stress, and then it begins to emerge. Instead, Bowen Theory works to strengthen, to empower first the leader of the family, and through that leader, the whole family, so that as other situations, other circumstances begin to emerge, it's much less likely that that symptom will reappear again. Now, this is not to say that there is no need for counseling. To be sure, there is. There are some patients, those suffering with psychoses, those suffering with addictions, who simply must be treated quite apart from the family. The Bowen Theory insight is that once you have cared for that patient, it's time to empower the leader of the family, and the whole family will begin to do better. If you want to understand more about Bowen Theory, about family systems, then go to our website, fixyourfamily.org, or get our book, Fix Your Family. And thank you for watching.